Welcome to the SAMBAZON Dawn Patrol here at the SAMBAZON World Junior Championships, hosted by Best Western. There is the Oceanside Municipal Fishing Pier. South side of that pier is the site of competition where the most talented 20 and under professional surfers are going to battle it out for a world title. I'm Kaipo Guerrero, along with the wonderful Rosie Hodge. Morning, Rosie.
Good morning, guys. It's fresh. I love it.
It is. It's a crisp California morning. And the multilingual Mitchell Salazar. Great to have you part of the crew, Mitch.
Thanks, Kaipo. Excited to be here. And not only are we looking at excellent competition, but I feel like it's going to be an excellent week of waves, too. I know the forecast may not indicate, huge waves or outstanding waves, but when it comes to competition, Oceanside Pier, great starting point for a lot of these junior surfers looking to qualify for the Challenger Series.
Yeah. Well, we had some arrivals this morning, and where we started off, all of the surfers coming here. We have an international field, Rosie, represented from all over the world, and it's chilly, Mitch.
Yeah, Nora Leota right there from Maui. She's not used to this kind of weather, Kaipo, but when it comes to being a world junior champion, you got to do what you got to do. So getting here early in the morning and especially getting the warm-ups before potential competition starting up, that's vital. And a big difference when it comes to the equipment here for them, too. You're probably going to see a lot of surfers ride epoxies out here at Southside Oceanside Pier.
Rosie, look at what we got out on the ocean.
Man, it looks so fun. We've just touched the high tide, and it's a 6-footer. So there's a lot of water in the pool at the moment. We're going to see that tide recede. But, if you're thinking about what's motivating you this morning, one, you've got a world title on the line. But two, the waves look super fun. So getting your warm-up in, I think that's really important before you start competition.
Yeah, Mitch, just checking out the last couple of days here with all the warm-ups with all of our juniors. The level has been so impressive of what I've seen so far.
Yeah, no doubt. From different regions of the world, too. We have 7 different regions that qualify, and we also have 10 wildcards in the event as well. What stands out in Oceanside, especially on the south side here of the pier, north side in the summertime is usually the spot. South side in the wintertime is the spot you want to be at, especially when that northwest wind starts picking up. It's really covered up, so the afternoon heats will be very decent when it comes to conditions, and I personally feel that this is a wave that resembles Huntington Beach a lot, too. So for a lot of these surfers that are looking to qualify for the Challenger Series, an essential spot to do well. But a non-elimination round, if we do get going early today, you want to stand out, Kaipo, and make sure that the target is on your back.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's find out what is going to go on today. With that, I'm going to go to the 4th member of our commentary crew. Matt Shanoski, the Waxhead, is with Brian Robbins for the call.
Brisk offshore wind this morning. We talked about a lot of epoxy boards maybe being out there, but right now it's resembling something that's not so much Southern California. What's the call for today, Brian?
Yeah, Matt. Well, first off, Happy New Year to everyone. We're stoked to be here. SAMBAZON World Junior Championships. Contest is on. Day one, we're going to get this underway. We've got a nice 2 to 3 foot little, it's actually a southwest swell, which is kind of rare for the winter, but I think it's mixing up the conditions. The sandbar has been great the last couple days, so we're excited for a fun day. Men's are going to kick us off. We'll back it up with the women this afternoon. 30-minute heats, and looking forward to a great day.
All right, you heard it there from North America Tour Manager Brian Robbins. Back to you guys live in the booth.
Thank you, Matt and Brian. Beautiful morning, classic California morning, looking over the North Shore of San Diego, Rosie, Oceanside, California, just a beautiful beach town.
It is. It's so gorgeous. It's so accessible. It's really the infrastructure around this pier is so awesome. There's so many great restaurants to visit, coffee shops, whatever you like. But the waves to me are always fun. This is somewhere that really draws in a lot of swell, and we are actually going to see it build throughout the day. So competition is on. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, really dependable Oceanside is to all kinds of different swell directions, Mitchell. And with that, let's take a look. We're going to get more intel from our friends over at Surfline Conditions, forecast, what we're looking forward to, all provided by Surfline as we take a look. Looks like we've got some northwest swell on the mix.
Yeah, and as Brian mentioned, a little bit of a south-southwest as well, but that northwest wind swell, as you were mentioning, will be filling in. And then later on in this week, as you're seeing right there, Wednesday into Thursday, that south-southwest does fade a little bit. But there is some activity in the ocean, and as soon as you get that northwest wind going, you know that there's always going to be something to surf the next day with that wind swell on tap. But as you see today, 3 to 4 feet on the faces, light offshore in the morning, light onshore in the afternoon, Kaipo.
Yeah, looking pretty good today, Rosie, with that offshore all day long. And then we dive into our longer range forecast with Surfline. And this is what we got on tap, bro.
Yeah, this is looking great. I mean, Thursday, tomorrow is going to be the biggest of the swell. So I think we're really going to make the most of tomorrow's conditions. But that wind is going to notch up a little bit, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's super contestable still. And just looking at today, the light winds, that's really going to give the surfers so much opportunity in ripple conditions.
Yeah. Great way to start off competition. Like I said, it's a beautiful day. And what we got to do now is really look at some of the best pro surfers, 20 and under, 24 on the men's side, 24 on the women's side. We'll open up with this opening round for men's. We heard that. But how did we get here, Mitchell? And how do you qualify for the World Junior titles? This is, we dig a little deeper right here, and this is how it went.
Yeah, so 24 men, 24 women, best 20 under surfers in the world. 2 qualify from each region, and then we have 10 wild cards. And, of course, our 2 World Junior champions will be awarded a spot on the Challenger Series. But as you see right there, the regions, Australia, Oceania, North America right here in the U.S., Europe, and one continent or one region that has been standing out a lot more in these kind of conditions, Asia. For sure, you got to watch out for a lot of those surfers coming out of Japan and the Asian region.
Yeah, and when we talk about those wild cards, we got some dangerous wild cards coming in here. On the men's side, a wild card that stands out to me, Jet Schilling. His last year as a pro junior, I thought, he's been around for so long, Rosie. I thought he would be way out of the pro junior ranks, but it's going to be great to see Jet Schilling here.
And he's from just up the road in San Clemente, California. The guy went on a heater on the Challenger Series, narrowly missed out on qualifying. He had some amazing results. But to see him at this last event, last chance to win a World Junior title, this is a big event for him.
Yeah,
he's got something to prove, too.
Yeah.
And another great wild card that we have, Mitchell, in this event is Sky Brown. The double trouble danger, both skateboarding and surfing. We can take a look at some of her accolades on the stuntwood. Bronze medal is at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games in park skateboarding. She's won an X Games gold medal, and she's just coming off a second place finish at a QS 3000 in surfing.
Which is a pretty big deal when you're going through the Asian region over there. So QS 3000, you see a lot of people that have already been competing at that level for 5 or 6 years at the very least. But as you mentioned, the bronze medal at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, pretty big deal for a surfer that young.
And when Sky is in North America calling it home, Oceanside would be her home break. This is what she grew up surfing, so this is going to be a huge advantage for her, and she's such an accomplished surfer and skateboarder.
Yeah, and by the way, with that bronze medal for Great Britain, she was the youngest medal performer in the Olympics for Great Britain, just 13 years old, 28 days when she won that bronze medal. Pretty good stuff. We got more good stuff for you this morning. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to dive into some of the men's competitions. Whoa, Levi Sloon. He's eyeing up the lineup. We'll be back after this. Come back to the SAMBAZON Dawn Patrol here at the SAMBAZON World Junior Championships, hosted by Best Western Oceanside in all her glory this morning. It's a beautiful California morning. We got the word that competition is going to be underway, starting with the men's. This afternoon, we'll see the women hit the water, and Sophia Medina will be a part of that crew. We can see Sophia right here, Mitchell, getting the warm-up. It looks like she's going to be on the Sharp Eye surfboard.
Yeah, and they have a loaded team at this event here. I would think that Sharp Eye, Mayhem, and Channel Islands, the 3 biggest teams out of the World Juniors right here. But Sophia, something to prove, Kaipo. She hasn't had the kind of results that she's liked to internationally, at least on the Challenger Series side. She has won some regional QS events, though, but expecting her to do much better here at a beach break that resembles her home break of Maricias.
Yeah, that's right. So the women are this afternoon, but like I said, we're going to start off with the men. And Kaipo Girl, Rosie Hodge, Mitchell Salazar. And Rosie, one of the men that I'm looking forward to seeing surf and seeing if he can go back-to-back is our defending World Junior champ, Jarvis Earl out of Cronulla. He just burst onto the scene. I didn't know much about the young Aussie last year. I know a lot about him this year.
That's so right. I mean, this event really opens your eyes to the future talent coming up. Jarvis Earl, he flew under the radar, Mish. I feel like he was kind of one of the underdogs coming into the mix last year. We had earmarked some of the bigger names that we were well aware of. But to see this guy's trajectory through this event, quietly going about his business, but in the final, he went pretty mad.
Well, and even Levi Sloon admitted that he got smoked by Jarvis in the final, too. It was the way he was able to win these heats. The last section, which the judges sent out a text every single morning to the competitors, and we were telling them that last section will be rewarded the highest. He attacked it with no regard for his physical being or the status of his board. And as you can see right there, the celebration for the young Australian. High hopes for going back-to-back this year. He would be the first person on the men's side to go back-to-back in consecutive years, Kaipo.
Here's his first heat. Mitchell, Jarvis Earl, Reed Plantanius representing Canada with some big hopes. And you talked about the Asian surfers. Yuma's going to be out there representing Japan.
Yeah, Nagasawa's a great surfer, but Reed coming from Tofino in British Columbia, they surf a lot of beach breaks. You grow up at Cox Bay over there. This is a wave that you know quite well. Oceanside, you have to compete in the U.S. quite a bit. So wouldn't be surprised to see him make it into finals day. One of the tallest surfers in the draw, too.
Yeah, and it's warm for him here. He's got no problem. Well, that's it. We'll see how that goes with those guys. We have, you talked about back-to-back world titles with Jarvis Earl. We've had surfers go back-to-back. Not back-to-back, but two World Junior titles. I think of Joel Parkinson, Pablo. Paulino also went back-to-back. Jack Freestone. And here's a list, Rosie, of our past World Junior champs. And look at the list. I mean, look at the accolades and look at what this does for your overall surf career when you look at some of these big names, like a Gabe Medina who won in 2013.
Well, you think about all of the names on this list, how many of them became championship tour surfers? And then also the amount of surfers that have gone on to win a world title. So it just shows you, your career path and what a junior world title can do for that career.
Yeah, it is a big stepping stone. And especially when we look at this event, is that you also get that ticket onto the Challenger Series to kind of fast forward you onto the championship tour. One guy that wants a ticket onto the Challenger Series, he's done it before. We saw him in 2022 on the Challenger Series, Levi Sloon. He's not able to get onto it right now. A win here at the World Juniors would get him back onto that Challenger Series. He was a runner-up last year. He's got to be one of the favorites, the local boy this year, Mitch.
No doubt. His confidence is sky high right now. He's made 3 finals in the regional QS. He's won 2 of them, coming off a win at the Rock in Morro Bay, too. I feel like he's no doubt one of the favorites, but just the consistency that he's been able to have over the last 5 to 6 months, watch out for this kid. Definitely a finalist in my eyes.
Let's hear from Levi Sloon and his thoughts on this upcoming competition.
My name is Levi Sloon. I'm 20 years old. My last year in the World Juniors.
Seaside local, Levi Sloon.
Last year I came really close, got second. I really want to win the event. I really want to have that World Junior title under my belt. Of course, the winner gets shot straight to the Challenger Series, so that would be a nice bonus. More importantly, winning close to home. The World Juniors brings all the best junior guys from around the world. That alone is really exciting. Last year, the waves were firing.
Levi Sloon into the final.
It was just a really good opportunity for me to step up to the plate, show everybody I knew how to surf the wave. I got fair and square smoked in the final last year by Jarvis, so it was good on him to beat me at my home spot. Taking into this year, I'll know the format a little bit more, and man-on-man format's just even better because now you just have one person to beat. I'm feeling really confident, so hopefully I can just capitalize on it.
Yeah, Levi Sloon, we'll take a look at who he's going to be coming up against in his opening round. Marlon Harrison, Australian competitor, as well as Luc Lepron. Your thoughts on that heat, Mitchell?
Well, Harrison has a great air game. Surfed with Luc Lepron and his sister Lulu the other day at Southside Huntington Beach. He looked great. Tall, goofy footer out of South Africa. But once again, Levi is driving up 20 minutes from Seaside Reef and Encinitas. Going to be hard to stop him. Working with Matt Myers, I just feel like he's been on a roll. And for you to stop him, you might have to have the best heat of your life out there.
Rosie, hometown boy like Levi Sloon, is that an advantage? Or is the pressure going to be something that he has to manage because a lot of eyes are going to be on the Encinitas surfer?
Well, we saw him last year make it all the way to the final. I think there's no pressure. He's so well-spoken. His goals are clear. This is last year, and this is a massive opportunity for him. So, yeah, I think he's going to be one to beat. After watching that piece on him, I'm like, wow, he's going to be a favorite.
All right. Well, we'll see. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk about some of the women in the competition. We got two exciting 16-year-olds we want to highlight when we return to the SAMBAZON Dawn Patrol Report right after this. Welcome back to the SAMBAZON Dawn Patrol at the SAMBAZON World Junior Championships, hosted by Best Western. Day one of competition. We're getting ready for that. It's a beautiful morning, Southside Oceanside Pier. Crisp air, offshore winds. What more could you ask for?
A little bit more sun.
The sun is
warmer.
The sun's coming up. I'm Kuiper Girl, along with Rosie Hodge, Mitchell Salazar, joining me for this Dawn Patrol. But the lines look good. I'm telling you right now. I'm excited for what's coming up, Mitchell.
Yeah, the sandbars have been good here. And you mentioned Oceanside being one of the most consistent places on the west coast of the U.S. I really like this place a lot. You know, you either go here to the pier, south side, north side, or you go over to the jetties too at the Harvey River mouth. Easily one of the waves that breaks 365 days out of the year. And what I feel about this wave when it comes to developing a lot of these young surfers, potentially for both the Challenger Series and the Championship Tour, you have to go through the different kinds of conditions throughout a long day too. We have a 6.2 foot high tide right now in the morning. It goes to a negative tide in the afternoon. So there's a wide range of different kinds of tides and conditions that you're going to have to face within a single day. If you make it into finals day, there's a potential you have to surf 3 times too.
Yeah, large coefficient throughout this week because of those high tide and low tide differences. We're talking about the women throwing to break. One that I want to highlight is I feel she represents the future of women's professional surfing is Sierra Kerr. We're going to see her here.
It's unbelievable. I mean, Sierra last year at this event was one of the standouts. She was actually only stopped by eventual champion Francisca Vasilko. But just to see Sierra's approach, she had some moments in this event where she really had to perform under pressure, clutch moments from her. So not only her raw talent, but also her competitive ability was something that stood out to me, Mitch.
And she's coming off of a ISA gold medal too in Rio just a little over a month ago, won the U16s down there. But as you mentioned, Rosie, the only person she lost to was the eventual champion last year, and she was only 15 when she did that. So now a 16-year-old with a little bit more experience. And as you can see right there, conditions that, you know, might not have been as suitable for her, but still made it into the semifinals in real big waves out there at Seaside Reef. She's grown up in the area before, spent a lot of time here in San Diego, especially in Encinitas, but here in Oceanside, beach break specialist. Wouldn't be surprised to see her in the final, Kaipo.
Well, there she is. This is going to be her opening round, where she's going to be coming up against the Wildcards, Sky Brown, and the South African Anastasia Venter in the opening round. That's this afternoon for Sierra Kerr. Another 16-year-old that is coming in hot to this event. She's coming off a win on the last Challenger Series in Saquarema. Talking Erin Brooks. And Erin Brooks, Rosie, there's undeniable talent right here, and she's just the beginning of her ride.
It is crazy to see, you know, as someone that started surfing when she's about 9 years old, which is relatively late when you think about this generation of surfers. The way that she improves every time she hits the water, she's got such an amazing head on her shoulders. She is, she really exemplifies this next generation of women surfers, like crazy in waves of consequence, has the progressive game, and then also the competitive wherewithal to take it to anyone.
Well, you're spot on right there with the waves of consequence. How many people do you know would surf pipe at an event at just being 16 years of age? She went out there, surfed both the right and the left, and when it comes to speed, she is, to me, the fastest surfer in this event right here, Kaipo.
Yeah, I agree. There's her opening heat, and so that's going to be the opening challenge there, of course, in this opening round. You win this heat, you go straight into the round of 16. So you avoid that elimination round, and we'll see if Erin Brooks can take a win in her opening heat. Well, we got so much more talking about this morning on the Dawn Patrol. Show's not over yet, you guys. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more of the SAMBAZON Dawn Patrol report. And we got some special stuff for you right after this break and these messages from our supporting sponsors. We'll be right back after this.
Grandfather, we thank you for today. We come here and gather here on the land and on the waters, two different kingdoms. We as the Atacam Payomkacham, acknowledge those ancestors that resided here in this area. We come here in a good way with a good heart. And we call upon you to watch down upon your children. We do our best as the two-legged to protect these waters and keep them clean. We offer this tobacco to acknowledge Mother Earth and all that she gives and provides to us. We offer it in the 4 directions. Tama, Mikui, Mikichi, Mipayom, Mishong, Topa. Oh. Oh. Go ahead.
WSL would like to open this event by formally recognizing that Oceanside is the traditional and unceded homeland of the Payokoshum people, who are also known as the Luceño. The 7 bands of the Payokoshum are Pachanga, Pauma, Hala, Rincon, San Luis Rey, La Jolla, and Sobobo, located within today's San Diego and Riverside counties. We thank them for their ongoing presence and participation in this event. We'd like to pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging.